You're listening to Entrepreneur's Enigma, a podcast about the ups and downs of the entrepreneurial journey. Every week, your host Seth Goldstein interviews entrepreneurs from all walks of life about their entrepreneurial journeys. From store owners to Fortune 500 CEOs, we all have stories to tell. So sit back and join us for the next 20 or so minutes while we explore the entrepreneurial world.
Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneur's Enigma podcast. I'm your host, Seth, with Podcast Mastery and Goldstein Media. Today I have someone from down under. So it's tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning. Kylee Ingram has come on the show. So thank you. It's afternoon the day before in Philly. So time zones, aren't they fascinating? Kylee is a creator and technologist and entrepreneur. She began her career in the international television area and interactive media, producing and directing projects seen in over 100 countries. After years of working in the creative industry and surviving, I may add, because that can be grueling, and teaching inside a tech accelerator, she co-founded Wizer, a decision intelligent decision intelligent platform that helps organizations design better decisions by bringing the right voices into the room. Kylee is passionate about building systems that will reduce blind spots, hopefully make people speak better, because I'm having trouble right now. It's not 6 o'clock in the morning, so I don't have an excuse. But Kylee is passionate about building systems that reduce blind spots, strengthen leadership, and help women step into influence without losing what makes them powerful. Woohoo! So how you doing? How's the
Good.
morning for you so far? Are you up? You wide-eyed and bushy-tailed?
Yeah. I'm better in the mornings than I am in the afternoon. So yes,
so you
ready to go.
The ripe hour of 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's right. I'm ready.
Awesome.
Ready to have at it. I feel like if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'd be, slurring
I'm ready
myself.
to kill over already.
Yeah,
I'm ready to kill over already.
I'd want a cup of tea.
It's nice here today too, so I'm kind of like, after this, I'm going to go for a walk.
Oh, that's good.
It's
so
actually
the snow
warm.
has stopped.
Oh, the monsoon has stopped. It's been insane here in the east coast of the U.S. I know it's hot as baloney down there, though, right? Isn't it?
We've just gone into the rainy season. I'm up a bit further north than Sydney. So it's been, last night it was raining so hard I thought, oh gosh, the internet, it could all go out. Sometimes we lose power when but it's rainy, and sometimes we get floods, not in my town, but just outside. So.
Oh, you picked the right town then. That sounds good.
Yes, picked a town and a hill.
Oh, smart. Exactly. So how this all got started, how did you find your way into, first of all, into international television and interactive media, and then finally into this?
Yeah, I guess with the TV part, I actually started out in when I was at university, I used to train a lot of kids teams, sports teams, and I got into a Jerry Maguire situation where one of those agencies that was looking for new talent. And so I used to go and intern in there. And then out of that, when I left university, I got offered a job at a sports. It was like a sports filming company. They had a lot of sports on their books. And then we got acquired by IMG. And so that became very different from being three of us to being the Australian arm of IMG.
Well, you went from three to corporate. Wow.
Yeah, and it's the last corporate job I've ever had, really. So, I tasted corporation.
And decided not for you, exactly.
Yeah.
And so then you went into a tech accelerator.
Well,
what was that like?
Then worked in my own. We built out our own TV company for did well, but it was hard. It was hard. You got all these mouths to feed, and you're trying to make documentaries and do that, and the budgets got smaller. You had to add websites and do this, and then Screen Australia down here were offering not grants. They were saying, could producers go into they were calling it interactive, I think, at the time. And so.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I came up with a couple of ideas that then ended up being nominated at Cannes, which was really cool. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, one was about climate change for kids, and the other was about another one was about, the next one was about enthusiastic consent. Actually, it was, yeah,
Enthusiastic consent.
yeah. So like,
So giving consent enthusiastically.
well, just making sure you get enthusiastic consent rather than assuming. So anyway, it was
Yeah.
about creating interactive. I really like the idea that you could create things that were like, it gets people off the couch. We had
Yeah.
kids running around trying to do things, or people doing things. I love TV, but I
Yeah.
feel like you could spend years making something, and then it comes to a doorkeeper that goes, "No, I want that." And then you look on TV and you're looking at Married in First Sight or whatever the heck it is, and you think,
Oh,
well,
God, yeah.
how'd
that get there? My
how'd
stuff
that
didn't.
get there?
Exactly.
And then you're I know how it gets there. It's like the most watched TV show. I think I was making things that were way
That's
too
hilarious.
way too serious for that. And then I did a project called Crowd TV, where we built. I got into the concept of how can a crowd make a better decision than these TV executives.
Oh, wow. Very
And
cool.
so we crowdsourced a documentary, and it went like, the cinema was packed. Everybody felt they owned it. And that was when I really started to think about wise crowd theory and things like that. And then my co-founder came to me and said, hey, he'd just done his research on wise crowds and said, could we build something around this? And
Yeah.
he'd done a pilot with the Sydney Children's Hospital Foundation and tripled the amount of research money that they'd raised that year. So we know that,
Bravo.
yeah, it was cool. We knew that
Yeah.
it worked. And so then it was about finding, how do we create that product that becomes something useful for people?
That's awesome. Wow. And so now it's over at Wizer with a Z .business. But what is this whole comms matching thing? I saw
Oh,
real
yeah.
fast that it kind of looked like a what's your Myers-Briggs almost.
Yes, well, well, because we always get anchored next to one of the things we've made is decision profiles. So it will tell you
Okay.
what kind of way you come cognitively into a decision. And so
Oh.
yeah, it's cool. There's 7 different archetypes. You can go and take it
I'm
for
gonna do
free
that,
on
yeah.
our website. And that research came from a second person, Dr. Juliet Burke, and she had done a whole lot of research around decision styles. Her book, Which Two Heads Are Better Than One, is just a gift, because it doesn't just look at her research, it looks at world research when it comes to decision making. So we basically used her book as a template for the design of our technology. So yes,
That's so cool.
we often get anchored beside Myers-Briggs, but what I've learned since, not coming from the industry, is
Yeah.
Myers-Briggs DISC. Myers-Briggs came from a woman who didn't like her daughter's new fiance and was a teacher and into Jungian theory, and made up
wow.
that. And she was also like a erotic novelist, I think. And
Hey.
then that ties into DISC, who was written by the guy that wrote and his partner he wrote Wonder Woman. And
Oh, really?
he was in a polygamist relationship. And the D and the S stood for dominant and submissive initially. So you've got these these industries that are
Wow. The more you know.
hundreds. I know, it's crazy.
We're going to take a quick break, hear from our sponsors, and get right back to the show.
And I think the only one that has the scientific backing is the Big Five, because of it has range. So, what it doesn't say you're just this. It says, look, you are this and that. And I guess they're trying to find out what motivates them, whereas our profiles are just saying this is how you come to a decision. And the other thing it's trying to say is you would be best if you had all of you in that, all of those thinking types in the decision.
Yeah.
So it's not trying to say this person's better to work with than this. It's saying, hey, it's trying to stop I think what our tech is always trying to do is stop homogeny in any way. Like once you start to
Oh, very
homogenize a
cool.
group, your innovation goes down and your decision errors increase, basically, is the theory behind it all. But you asked me about the comms tool if you still want to go there, because I'm raving on still in.
No, still. What is this comms tool? Fill me in. This is
Well, the comms tool
absolutely.
came to be actually just before Christmas.
Oh, it's
The
new.
Yeah, brand new, hot off the press.
Ooh.
The comms tool came. A charity in Australia said, "Oh, could we use your decision profiles to work out how to communicate with people?" And we're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yeah, well, how are you doing it now?" And yeah, no, that led to a whole lot of interesting research. But um, basically, what we built out is a tool where you can try and identify what the decision profile of a third party is. So, Seth, I haven't met you. I'm
Wow.
like about to research. So you can put in what you know about them. Data
Oh,
in is only
wow.
good as data out, though. So,
You
do what you
garbage in,
can.
garbage out.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
put in what you know about them. We've also got a LinkedIn tool where you can just press their profile on LinkedIn and it'll say, look, with this probability, they're this. Then you can
Oh,
type in what you're
wow.
going to say to them and it'll say, hey, this person is is worried about outcomes or risk or whatever, and you're not addressing the way they make a decision. And
Oh, that's cool.
we analyzed hundreds of donor emails in particular. And you get these emails that say, hey, the possums are, whatever, the birds, whatever, children
Yeah.
who, and what we found was they completely missed the decision profiles of three types.
Oh, wow.
Basically, the people that worry about risk, outcomes, and evidence. And so the charities weren't writing to these people.
Oh, wow.
So they're all very upbeat. If you go and look at them, just check out a few in your inbox, you'll notice
Yeah.
they're all written this same way. They're very upbeat, how we're going to whatever, but sometimes the detail's very limited. And these people that are evidence-based, they want that. They want that before they will make a decision.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think when we started to talk to people about what personalization in emails meant, they don't have any of the data that will tell you how to talk to somebody, how they make a decision, which is interesting. They'll be like, Seth, how's your dog and
Wow.
your cat and
And it's like,
or whatever.
what's that to do with it? Yeah.
And you'll go, oh, well, they know me, but that's still not how you make a decision.
No. And then what's my dog and cat have to do with it?
Well, I
Exactly.
don't know. They probably don't say that. They probably say, how's the
No, you'd be
kids or
surprised.
whatever.
I've seen some pretty weird ones come through, and I'm like, number one, how do you know I have a dog? Number
Yeah.
two, why are you asking me? They're fine. Thanks for asking. But okay, so that's
Yeah,
wild.
borders on creepy. Whereas
It
you'd
does.
be better to put in things that they cognitively will respond to.
I love that. So you've
Hmm.
done the corporate, and you've done the technology, and now you're doing entrepreneurship. What's the
Mm.
best thing about being an entrepreneur in your mind?
uh, doing everything badly. I like it because I think I'm a creator at heart and I just love
Mm,
making. I think that's the common theme. And I love the challenge. Like I don't know, maybe I'm sick because people like you get so many no's, especially as a woman. We raise something down here, it's like 0.7% of the money. Like and so it's not even worth, you know, taking your lady bits out, just stay just stay and build it. I kind of I
exactly. Yeah.
kind I kind of like I like that you can create something that's never been imagined before and
Yeah.
you put it out in the world and see how that interacts with people. And I kind of like if you can mess with the status quo, that's a lot of fun. Like,
You
I
disrupt
don't know.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's hard because there's so many no's and it is
It's
a roller coaster when they
demoralizing.
say it. Yeah. It's hard.
It's hard. It's definitely hard. And on that note, what keeps you up at night as an entrepreneur?
I've learnt to sleep better. I've
Well, that's
learnt
good.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think life is a bit of a game, and you've got to be, I don't know, like look at AI. It must be it's freaking everybody out. So I
Yeah.
think you've just got to. I'm lucky with Wiser. When we took money at the beginning, a lot of the investors were like, you should go into AI assisted decision. And I said, no, I think people is where it's at. Like, sure, we use
Yeah.
AI for insights and we use
Bravo.
AI, but we're saying these are the people you need. So we use AI to go, what's missing or who might be
Mhm.
that person. But really, we're leaning into people, which I think has saved us in the end.
Love it, love it. And so then what's the most important thing you carry with you all the time? Like,
Uh,
it can be as woo-woo as you wanna get or as literal as you wanna get. It is also 6
my
o'clock in the morning
sense
for
of
you, so
humor,
there
my
you
sense of
go.
humor. I think
You need to
so.
have you need to have that. You need to have it
Well,
as
I
an
think you
entrepreneur.
can only take yourself so seriously. Also, you've just got to realize that, you live and breathe this mission that's killing you. And you can't take that. Like, you know what I think TV helped me too? You would see producers trying to sell their stuff and they're chasing people into bathrooms. You know what I mean? And I think entrepreneurship's a bit the same way.
Yeah.
You can't, you, you can be, it can't become everything in you. You know, you
Mhm.
you have to have parts of yourself that are yourself, or you're not giving back to people. People take pleasure in humor and who you are, and they're not necessarily taking pleasure in what you're building or what you're creating.
Exactly.
My mother and partner don't even really. No one really knows what
No one
they're
is
like.
like,
I don't know what you're
what are you
doing.
doing?" Exactly,
They don't want to
exactly.
hear me rave on about whatever my coding
They're
problems.
like, "That's nice, dear. That's
Yeah.
nice."
They're like,
You
"Great. What do
you
you
as long
do?"
as it keeps you out of as long as it keeps you out of trouble, right?
Mm, exactly. So I think keeping that understanding who you are and how you bring joy to people is always grounding. You can't just be about me because I think that you can see that with entrepreneurs. Especially ones that are doing a little bit of impact stuff, it becomes all
Mhm.
consuming. Oh, I am changing the world or I am doing
You are,
this. And
yeah.
I think you can't, yeah, that I statements cause trouble in your relationships.
It does. It does, it does. So people can find you over on LinkedIn, Kylee
Yeah.
with 2 E's, Ingram, and
Yep.
then also check out Wizer.Business, and then if you wanna check out the new thing as of Christmas, it's Wizer.Business/comms matching. It's in the show notes, don't worry about it. You'll see in the show notes, click on that, try it out. This is wild. I'm so glad you got to be on the show.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Seth. It's lovely to see you. It's nice for you to start my morning. Great way to start the morning.
Ooh, hopefully natural caffeine, right?
Yes, exactly.
And we'll see everyone next week.
All right. Thank you.
That was a great show. If you're enjoying Entrepreneur's Enigma, please consider giving us a review in the podcast directory of your choice. Every review helps us reach new listeners. If you like Entrepreneur's Enigma, consider the other shows on the Marketing Podcast Network at marketingpodcast.net.